Hey, welcome back to Everyday Craftsman. Today we're talking dovetails, and not just any dovetail, we're talking router table dovetails. This is a hack that's gonna get you what looks like hand-cut dovetails in about half the time. Let's check it out.
Okay, so the first thing that we wanna do is we wanna mark where our boards are gonna connect and where the top is. You can see A and B. A is gonna connect to A, B is gonna connect to B, and they have arrows towards the top. We're also going to mark all of our shoulders, which means that we're going to mark where our cuts are going to stop so that we don't have gaps at the bottom of our dovetail. Next, we're going to mark the layout of our pins. That's right, I said pins. For this particular dovetail, we're going to cut the pins first and then go back and cut the tails. Here's the jig we're going to use to cut our pins. Now, it's a fairly simple sled. It has two angled fences and a track that runs in the miter slot. It uses a 1/2 inch straight bit in the router that runs through that curve. So we'll set the bit height to that shoulder mark or just below the shoulder mark so that we can always chisel down to it. It's helpful to use a clamp here to hold your material so that it doesn't move at all during the cut. The first cut is going to line up with that inside edge of the first pin. Slowly plow it through so that you don't get a ton of tear out on the backside, and then remove the block of wood. Your second cut is going to move over to the next pin, and you're going to line up the same way on the inside of that pin. Now we're going to switch to the other side so we can cut on the opposite fence. This is going to be the same procedure, but it's going to cut the other direction, giving you that trapezoidal shape to your dovetail. Now you can see here I've got some excess in the middle that needs to be removed. I don't need to worry about lining this up. I'm just going to stick it in the center of the bit and go ahead and remove the rest of that material. Now that we've got our pins cut, we're going to go ahead and mark the tails on the face of the adjacent board. Make sure that you use a sharp marking device or a thin pencil so that you get accurate marks. We'll cut the tails out on the bandsaw. It is key that you cut on the scrap wood side. I actually leave a little bit of extra there that I can always chisel down and pare down to the line. It's way better than having a loose fitting dovetail. Hey, so another method that you can use if you don't have a bandsaw or if you just feel more comfortable is the scroll saw. You can make really tight curves in here, but just make sure again that you cut on the waste wood side of the line. We don't want loose dovetails. And there you have it. Tails cut both on the bandsaw and the scroll saw. On to assembly. We're gonna check our fit first, and then we're going to do any fine tuning with a chisel that needs to happen. There it is, folks. Dovetails that look hand cut, but we're done on the router. I hope you found this information helpful. And if you did, don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button. Also, please leave me a comment below with any questions or thoughts that you have. Until next time,
Peace.